Hello and welcome to the channel. I'm Cy. We break down the media and pop culture 2 or 3 times a week. We drop videos we like to call Deeper Dose. And on Fridays, it's me and Darnisha with our weekly wrap-up of the hottest topics of the week. Make sure you hit the subscribe button and turn on the notifications so you can get the videos when we upload them. Now, in this video, we're gonna break down the NBA draft. And it was a good draft, folks. But for the first time in almost 50 years, folks, can you believe this? In almost 50 years, a white American was drafted number 1 overall.
In the 2025 NBA Draft, the Dallas Mavericks select Cooper Flagg from Duke University.
Yes, Cooper Flagg, 18 years old. He got drafted number 1. He's a talented young man. And the crazy thing about it is, the sports media, they stayed away from this topic about him being the first white American picked since 1976. The last one was Kent Benson out of Indiana. There's nothing wrong with that, staying away from it, but so many times when something happens when a black person the first, or a black person does this, they want to bring up race.
You are the first black head coach to go to a national championship game in college football.
See, when Marcus Freeman became the first black coach to lead Notre Dame to the championship game back in January, they made sure to label it a historical racial milestone, making sure black excellence always comes with an asterisk. But when Cooper Flagg became the first white American drafted number 1 in over 50 years, crickets. Why? Because they didn't want race to overshadow his achievement. They wanted white success to stand on its own. But when it's us, they gladly frame it through race, not to uplift, but to contain it, to remind everyone that this isn't just about excellence. It's about identity politics. It keeps the conversation stuck in race instead of recognizing greatness. And then it gets all these Americans mad. Why are you bringing up race? Why are you bringing up race? But I noticed they didn't bring up race. And it's a good thing. They don't have to bring it up. We're talking about almost 5 decades of the NBA. Now, we know the NBA is about talent, merit, not supposed to have any color nowadays. And let's be clear, this isn't a knock on Flagg. He's nice, his game is sweet. He's really good, folks. Elite footwork, defensive instincts, high IQ, team first mentality. And yes, I got that from the sports media, because you know they're getting ready to start with the hard worker, gritty, disciplined, fundamentally sound, team first, from a good family.
Flagg's basketball journey began right here at his childhood home in the center of town.
Rural Maine farming community. People work really hard for their living. And to have somebody rise above and put in that extra work, hit it on the national level as he did, is pretty impressive.
I think the highest compliment I can give to any player is you're a great teammate. And Cooper's a great teammate.
Why every time we do it, we just naturally gifted. We don't get all those accolades all the time. Now here's the thing. I think he'll be great because he's going to a team with Hall of Famers on it. And we haven't seen this in a long time. The last time we seen someone go to a team with Hall of Famers was James Worthy with the Lakers. And Magic and Bird went to teams with Hall of Famers and championship merit back in the 1980s. Yes, Tim Duncan went to the Spurs when back in 1996, 97 with David Robinson, but David Robinson got hurt the year before. So I think Cooper Flagg is gonna have a good career. Matter of fact, he might have a great career. He could be the face of the league because, like I said, he's going to a team with championship merit and Hall of Famers on it.
Not a lot of number 1 picks have the luxury of playing with future Hall of Famers when you have Kyrie Irving, Klay Thompson, Anthony Davis. What excites you about that?
Yeah, I think like I said earlier, just being able to be a sponge. Those guys have so much knowledge. They've been through so much and they have so much experience that it's just going to be an incredible opportunity for me to learn and grow under them.
And it's not about race because you had a lot of the Europeans like Luka, Jokic, all being drafted high, all being great. Matter of fact, I think Joker may be considered the best player in the NBA. But I'm going to tell you what's going to happen, folks. The image is shifting. I've noticed a lot of foreigners been getting drafted, but a lot of half mixed kids is getting drafted too. It's like they're trying to lighten up the league. They wanted a light-skinned league, and there's nothing wrong with that. Nothing at all wrong with that. But Cooper Flagg, he's long, he's explosive, he's physical. And that's why they see him as a unicorn. And is this the return of the white American player being a dominant force in the NBA? Even before this man got drafted by Dallas, everybody was harping on Nico. But if you think about it, when have a GM ever traded a great player like Luka and still had a team that was a better team? No, nobody on the team is better than Luka. But if you look at what the Dallas Mavericks had even before they drafted Cooper, if they stayed healthy, that's one of the best starting fives and bench in the league. Look, you got Kyrie at the point, Thompson at the 2. Now you're going to have Cooper at the 3, but even then you had Washington at the 3. Now he's going to come off the bench. But then you had Davis at the 4, and either one of those centers can play. Man, this man built a great team even before Cooper Flagg got there, but he don't get credit. He gets no credit. I wonder why, folks. Why y'all don't want to give my man credit? He traded away Luka, and now you know who's going to replace Luka? Cooper Flagg. And I know y'all think it's Dallas got lucky or the NBA rigged all this. However it happened, he still had a great team. But Cooper Flagg, he's clean-cut, he's humble, no controversy. And most of the players who got drafted, there was some nice players picked in the league. And Utah was a surprise pick. I'm glad they took my man Ace at that number 4 pick. Maybe the NBA, man, are they trying to get away from the cornrows and the tatted chest? And all these Ja Morant and my man in New Orleans who always got problems and who always have issues, are they trying to get away from those type of players? Who knows? But it's all built on merit, so we can't say it's some kind of conspiracy. Because if it was a conspiracy, they would have pushed a white player a long time ago. It wouldn't have took 50 years. Okay? And I was surprised during the whole draft, every time Cooper Flagg or someone got interviewed, they never brought it up. They never brought it up. And maybe that's the lesson here, is maybe the media finally trying to wake up and not bring race into the equation. Now, we do it on our channel because that's what we have to do over here. And I think the league is going to this. They're trying to get away from these super teams. And it's a beautiful thing, man. You seen players crying when they got drafted, like his teammate, the Duke, the big African guy from Senegal. He was crying. It was kind of getting me emotional watching him cry and his mama cry, because they know their life has changed forever, folks. When those young men get drafted that day, that means, especially in the NBA. Now, in the NFL, it's different because you can get drafted and still end up broke. But in the NBA, the way those contracts are structured, it's guaranteed money. It really does, especially if you get drafted in the top 10, your life is changing forever. And you better believe it, folks, forever.